All right, folks. You know what time it is. You in the zone with V and Z. I'm your boy Vel.
It's Cyrus. Welcome to another week. Weeks. What are we in? Week 6?
Week
I
6,
mean,
baby.
week 6. Oh, listen. The
Yeah,
fact that it's week 6 already is crazy.
it is
Like
really.
it was just June. Like forget week 1. Like it was just the start of summer. Like it is officially fall weather right now. It's crazy. But
Yeah.
here we are.
Well, we finally hit it. I mean, I remember we joked about it a couple weeks ago saying that, it was like 75, 77, 78. And then if
Shit,
you
this
look at,
last weekend, 80 plus for
yeah,
multiple days. Like
and
and
now, and
October is crazy.
now you look at the forecast as we get into the middle of October. We now
Now
starting to
shit get real.
Yeah, 65, 58,
That's
50.
what bro. The high today was like mid 60. The low is in the 30s. Like we had
Oh,
that point in life.
yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
there.
All
When the
right,
low is in that,
we here now.
when you see a 3 and a 4 in front of the number, now you
Right,
like, oh, let's grab your coat,
right.
pull out your hats. I was just in my hat bed earlier today. I was like, I gotta start rearranging my winter hats
Is the season.
and finding those things, go from the fitteds to the winter caps. But it's all good, man. We back. This is our first week back after a loss. So
Big L's.
I
And
know,
ain't
right?
no big dub week. Big L's.
Yeah, can't even yell big dubs, but like these are
Hey
the ones
man.
that allow us to really, get into, the things that we need to work on, etc. Because I mean the wins is fun, right? We get to yell undefeated and this and that, but every season we know, unless we the 72 Dolphins, you're gonna come across a game or 3 or 4 where you don't look your best, where you play sloppy, where you turn the ball over, where your quarterback may miss a read. Things do happen. That's the NFL. If you look around the league, man, oh man. I mean, look what we're seeing. Indianapolis at the top, Jacksonville pulling off upsets, Denver pulling off upsets, which we kind of caught last week.
Mhm.
It's just a lot of stuff going on. And you look at the injuries in Baltimore, the injuries around the league, period. San Fran has dealt with some stuff like it's just crazy. And that's why, which we'll get into over the next few minutes here, is like that's why the bigger picture to us is what we have to focus on as fans is like, where do we want to be in December? Where do we want to be in January? How do we get to the bye week healthy? I think it's also a big thing. Come out of the bye healthy,
I was
right?
about to say we don't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, come
Yeah,
out of the bye
we
healthy.
don't get the bye week healthy.
Yeah, come out of the bye week healthy, and then kind of go through that last 8-9 week stretch and really hit our stride. But man, oh man, so much to cover. But we won't try to push it too far. Um, before I hand it over to you, we obviously know we have to address the quick reactions after the game. But I'll ask you. I mean,
Oh,
what
hold
were
on, hold on. Before you
oh
jump
yeah,
into that.
yeah.
Before you jump into that, your boy wasn't at the game. I bow out for them night games. So I just want to know before we dive into that aspect, what was the vibes like in the stadium? Wide out, the crowd got the memo on TV.
Yeah.
That's kind of want to see your thoughts on that whole thing, the jersey and the white out, and kind of just vibes in the stadium.
Yeah, well, shout out to Thad Brown for stopping by early in the morning on our tailgate. He featured myself in a quick interview, just asking about that kind of that exact question. Obviously, it was earlier in the day, so we didn't know what the vibes would look like throughout the day. But he kind of asked, what was the excitement level from a fan perspective of seeing them come out with the white jerseys? How do we feel like the game would look like and how it would go? And I pretty much told him what I'm about to tell you is that I felt it was going to be electric, and it was. I don't care what the fans had to say after the fact. I mean, I think I done saw every wishy-washy fan in the last 3 to 4 days kind of say, burn the jerseys, they was trash, they this and that. I'm like, leading up to that game, y'all was not saying that. So it was exciting to see the white on the platinum, I'm gonna call it, under the bright lights. It
Mhm.
was nice to just walk around, you know, our area and kind of see everybody with their stuff on. I mean, I think early, most people had the right idea, which was wear some other shit first, right? You know what I mean? Whether you got some blue, red shit on. Yeah,
Don't get that white stained up.
Yeah, most people like was coming with the, I'm gonna wear this first and I'm gonna throw my shit on. I think I put my jersey on around like 4:30 that day and rocked it for the rest of the evening. But like it was good vibes, good energy, tons of people out, of course. And then you get into the stadium, same thing, very, very much so electric. You could tell the crowd was into it. The fan, not the fans, the players, I think, warm-ups and all that. I think they even felt icy out there. And then when you look at when they shut the lights out, right before the intros, everybody got their shit flashing, the fireworks going. So like, excuse me, my bad. But when you look at all of that, and then I went back and looked at it on TV of how fire it looked too, it was amazing. And that's why I kind of put a stat up the other day. I think I wrote on Facebook, like, regardless of the result, man, that shit was a fire atmosphere. That shit was a great idea. To come with the rivalry themed jerseys and have like a different look, because they could have went with some red, white, and blue type of spicy design, and did something with the red, white, and blue, but to mix in the white with the icy gray, the hint of blue in there, and then just the other ones or whatever. Like it was just, I know people just they gotta make something up out of anything, but like I thought it was fun. I thought it was a great atmosphere. Obviously, the game didn't go our way, but like to all the people who decided to complain after, I just want to say, like, it ain't about the jerseys. Motherfuckers didn't come to play, and they didn't play at they standard, as I like to say. You know what I mean? So that's just me. I had a good time. I enjoyed myself. I think the fans around me enjoyed themselves, and that's all you can ask for, man. Every home game, we wish we could walk away with a win. Because I mean, shit, our percentage from home in the last 2 years is what, 90%, 95%. Like we tough to beat.
That's the first regular season
loss in a minute.
Yeah, over a season, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, because we was undefeated last season in the regular season. So like things gonna happen when you give up the ball three times, which we'll get into. So, but from your vantage point, I always like to say, from the couch, from the recliner, from the sofa, man,
this shit looked clean. As soon as pregame coverage started, like I tuned in, was like, oh, because jerseys came out a couple weeks ago. Seeing them in person on people, I'm like, let me post them. Yeah, it ain't really, it ain't hit the same as like the promo videos. But I'm like, let me see what they look like on the players on the field. Right. And boy, was I not disappointed. Yeah. Them joints look clean. That white on the with the icy gray on the shoulders, icy gray on the helmet. It looked good. You can tell the energy was in the stadium. Like, someone who's been in the stadium dozens of times, you can tell when the energy
from the jump.
As soon as they put that aerial shot on, I'm like, oh yeah, that stadium rocking. So, I just wanted to tap in on that to see what that was like. But they look good. They look
and
like
good. I said, that'd be my main point. Like, do we feel like, I mean, will we have wanted better results? Of course. But like the whole pointing at the jersey and the combination, like you pointing at the wrong shit. Just point at the players is not bringing it on that Sunday night. So we'll go game first, and we won't spend too much time on the Patriots. But we gotta talk about it, and then we'll go fan reactions after, because obviously that was the main talking point a couple days ago. But in the game, what did you see, and where do you think we went wrong? Like
it, what I felt like offensively, I felt like they was in a little bit of no man's land. It's like they kind of ventured away from what has been working and was like kind of stuck in neutral. First handful of weeks, we've seen a lot of running from under center. We've seen a lot of running and throwing out of their heavy 3 tight end sets, or fullback out there and 2 tight ends. Like, we've been seeing running and throwing out of their heavier sets, and we didn't see much of that at all. We didn't see James Cook running from under center or handoffs from under center at all. So I feel like they kind of deviated from what has been working, and just couldn't really quite get in the groove. And anytime they did, they shot themselves in the foot. Like 6 penalties in the first half, you can't have it. You can't expect to sustain offense. And I'm pretty sure the majority of those 6 penalties were on offense. You can't expect to score consistently if you're giving up 6 penalties and a half. Like, that's crazy. And on top of that, 3 turnovers in the first half too. Like 2 fumbles and a pick. That's a recipe for failure. The way you keep teams in games is by the Bills turning the ball over. So by you giving it up 3 times, you're keeping New England right into the game. Yep. You know, there should never be a game where we don't get a lead until the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't happen. And that's what happened in this game. Like, they kept shooting themselves in the foot, kept having a chance to get back, but when they would, shoot themselves in the foot again. You know, New England came to play. They had a good game plan. And even after all that, all those turnovers, all those penalties, they still lost by 3. They had every opportunity to win that game. After all those mistakes, and just couldn't do it. You know.
And that goes real quick. I mean, that goes to show you how good they truly are. Like when they playing to what they're capable of playing, because they had a completely off day, and they lost by 3 points.
Yeah, they were still right there. But again, it's just certain things that annoy me though, because again, your offense has the ball in the last 3-4 minutes with a chance to go up. If you got 1st and 10 on 8:27, I expect you to punch it into the end zone. You shouldn't have to settle
and
for a field.
That's why I want to pause it right there, because that was going to be one of my talking points for a quick second. That's why that was probably my biggest takeaway from the game, was that we've lost 3 or 4 games in the last 2 to 3 years.
That same exact scenario.
Same scenario where, okay, yes, a field goal may tie the game or get you, you know, a
3-point lead or something.
Yeah. But like when we gotta have a touchdown, right? And when I say gotta have, you're making it more difficult for the offense to come in and try to score in 2 minutes or whatever. But in these drives where it's less than 6-7 minutes remaining, the Bills over the last 3 to 4 years, because I won't just make it a Joe Brady thing. The Bills over the last 3 to 4 years have made it very difficult on themselves in these late game situations. And I don't know if it's solely on Josh. I don't know if it's the communication between Josh and the coordinator, but it just seems like they start feeling like they gotta throw a dart to the end zone, or they gotta get outside the pocket. And this is kind of Josh, you know, when he getting outside the pocket trying to make something happen, because it happened twice. And some of it can be a little bit of pressure, but I feel like this is where we have to be working on our situational game. And I know McDermott says they work on a lot of situational stuff all the time, so I'm not going to really point the finger at McDermott, but I'm going to say as an offense, my biggest takeaway got to be, first off, we got to start off quicker. Like you said, we can't get into this situation where we're being too cute in the first half and we can't get that rhythm going. We got to do what works for us, whether it's 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends, whatever. We got to do what works for us to start and then work our way from there. Because what happens is, once again, you're playing catch up now. In the 3rd quarter, now you're on the top and try to close it out. And now you put all of this pressure on yourself as an offense to come away with that game-clinching touchdown when it shouldn't even have to come to that. And we know all Bills games don't come down to the last 5 minutes. No, they don't. But it seems like over the last few years, those games have been 50-50. And what happens is when we rely on that field goal, because I remember that feeling, like once I kind of knew, okay, we're going to have to set up for a field goal. I'm like, shit, first let's make it, right? Okay, cool, we make it. But then I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, the way Drake May balling and the way Stephon Diggs is getting open, they about to get up on the field. And then as soon as you could turn around to your neighbor or whatever, they was at the 50 yard line. Yep. Yeah, so you like, now as a Bills fan, we done been there too many times. Now we like, oh.
Now I gotta hope they miss a kick.
Right. And we know how that goes out in our favor. Like motherfuckers don't miss kicks against us in the last few seconds. You know what I mean? Go back to Houston last year, week 5 again, to be better. You know, and like I said, I think that to me is my biggest takeaway. Like I wasn't even really mad at the defense outside of not being able to cover Diggs, which guess what? Diggs was on our team for 4 years. We know how tough it is to defend him one-on-one. So I understand thinking that Tre'Davious White or thinking that Christian Benford was going to be able to hold him down in a game where we knew he was going to be involved and we knew he was going to be amped up, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah, you playing with fire. But I thought collectively they still did good defensively. To hold them to really 20 points, 23 points, whatever on that. Because I was listening to the radio earlier and I was glad that they finally touched on that because first couple days after the loss, it was mainly y'all, we talking about wide receivers again. And I'm like, all right, here we go again. Talking about wide receivers, we blaming separation. And I'm like, I can't keep coming back to that when I'm watching guys get open, when I'm watching us get in these tight situations and we overthink it, or we don't take our time to just move the ball and be smart with it. You know, you got James Cook and Kincaid right now being your most productive weapons on offense. You got to keep them involved. Kincaid was involved in this game and he had his, career day, from a receiving yard standpoint. But James Cook, we can't try to get too cute and be like, oh, well, we got to get Ray some touches. We got to listen. Unless the game really calls for it, you see James Cook like, yo,
need the hot hand.
Man, listen, it's been working for you. It's been working for you. All right. So hopefully that was a lesson that they learned. But outside of that,
yeah, I mean, it was good to see a bit of a breakout game from Kincaid. Especially with a little bit more down the field. I mean, 108 yards on 6 catches, if I remember correctly. So he was a big weapon across the field. So seeing him consistently make up 6 targets, that's huge for him, especially after their connection wasn't quite what it was last year. So, seeing that is a huge step. So, that is definitely huge. Definitely want to see some more from the receivers as a whole.
Yeah.
Just more consistency. Granted, I mean, they're going up against probably one of the best cornerback tandems in the league. So, I mean, that was known going in that it's going to be a tough day for receivers. But, again, talent is there.
Yeah.
So, are we truly not able to scheme them open, or are they just not able to separate? Like, truly, what's the thing? So, we need to find a way to get the receivers open, whether they're able to do it on their own, on pure route running or not.
Well, let's stay right there for a minute, and I think that's the key for me, because if I look at their wide receiver room as a whole, I see guys who can get open or who can be schemed open. When I look at Elijah Moore and I look at Curtis, that those guys should at least see 3 to 4 balls thrown their way a game where they get schemed open, whether it's crossers, whether it's, some of that quick action we saw in the red zone where Curtis scored. Like, that looked too easy. And for me, when I don't see that stuff happen more often, I'm like, what? Why aren't we? And I get the whole on and off stuff with Keon because he is one of those players that you have to continuously work with if you're an offensive coordinator. Like, I have to have obviously certain amount of design plays for him, but I continue to say you just got to get some of those jump balls, of course. But I think that they still have to figure out creative ways to once again get him the ball. Now, you're not going to get him the ball the same way you would Khalil Shakir and Curtis Samuel, but he's a guy who's shown in his short stint where he can make a guy miss or he can shrug a defender off and get upfield and get extra yards. So I think that with this unit, this is not the same unit as last year where we had to go out and get Amari Cooper and we got to do this. Nah, I think you can win with the 5 or 6 that they got. I think that the key is for Brady now, you look at 5 games and you say, well, we're still right around 30 points a game. But, like, how can we maximize this so when we get in the fourth quarter, we got those plays. If the game is close, we can go to that's just money plays. Like, I'm talking Elijah Moore wide open over the middle. And we saw that a couple times in the first 2 weeks. Boom, that's 30 yards right there. Okay, Khalil Shakir right here. Boom, that's 8 yards right there. Coleman right 15. Like, and even Josh Palmer, of course. So I think we got the guys. But I think, like you said, we got to continue to collectively figure out ways to get the most out of each guy because they all have their strengths. Now, we ain't got 5 Randy Mosses out there, but I don't think no team does. Just say we're elite 1 through 3, or 1 and 2 are top of the league, and that's Cincinnati, without their quarterback, and that's Philadelphia with their own situation. So it's not too many teams. I mean, and I'll give Rams a shout out to with
That's how Tampa Bay out right
what
now.
them too, right?
Healthy.
Like I said, I don't want to overlook nobody, but there's a handful of teams out. Most teams you got to kind of spread it out, and I think the Bills, they have the right ingredients. They just got to make sure that they are using those ingredients game in and game out, because there should be no way outside of turnovers that you're walking away only having scored 20 or 23 points with this roster, with this offense. I'll just say the offense. Like, I'm rolling out Josh Allen and James Cook, just them two alone. They will get back to it. It was only one game underneath 30. I've already hit it on the turnovers were the biggest to me. The biggest issue that I saw was just a little bit of lack of focus, sloppiness with the ball, that we're not used to seeing, and people try to hate on McDermott. One thing McDermott going to do is get their asses in line. Right. Yeah, he going, hey, ain't doing that. You see this? We're not doing that. The flag, like you mentioned earlier, the penalties, and that's getting chopped up. So that leads us in for a big week. But I will run to you on this, man. What is your concern level leaving that game with New England Patriots as a whole as we go throughout the season?
Most of my concerns will be on the defensive side right now. I mean, granted, we're down a lot of players. We're still down Ed Oliver. We're down our Matt Milano. We're down Max Harrison. But the players that I expect to be their core players are the ones that aren't stepping up right now. Like Terrell Bernard, I expect better play from my captain and my middle linebacker. Like Taylor Rapp, they've been tooting his horn for a couple years now, and he's probably
looking worse.
One of the worst players on the field right now. Like the fire that I'm used to seeing from him is just not there. I'm used to seeing him, trigger downhill with no abandonment, just head first. Right? I'm not seeing it. Like
next year,
if we were to make a trade, safety would be the spot that I want to be in. It's not Cole Bishop that's losing the spot. It's Taylor Rapp.
Yeah, Cole is
playing as I expect a rookie / second-year player to do. Like he's been just fine. It's just Trey isn't playing terrible. It's just the high leverage moments. Like nothing is in alignment right now. It's either the pass rush works, and then on the back end it doesn't, or it holds up on the back end and there's no pressure, and then somebody scrambles and now someone's open. Now with the Trey White as your cornerback, to what are you trying to take away? Because right now there's big cushions. He's not getting beat over the top, which is fine, but anything within 0 to 10 yards is pretty much a gimme.
Right.
So, like, what can they do? Like, they kind of have to play him off because he doesn't have the foot speed to run with somebody downfield. And I don't think they trust the safety to play behind him to say, hey, Trey, come down a little bit more. Get a little bit more on their face and trust your safeties on the back end, because the way Rapp is playing it's a lot of holes out there in that zone.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to give some grace, knowing that there are show games consistently where that back end and the second level is just that I knew what it needs to do. I didn't come into the season expecting Shaq Thompson to be my best linebacker. And no disrespect to Shaq Thompson, but that's what took place right now. Right now, Shaq Thompson is the best linebacker, and he's outplaying a Milano, outplaying a Dorian Williams when he wasn't, outplaying TB.
He at the point now where I need him to stay healthy, and I didn't think I was about to say that either. Like last 4, because I did say like he has the potential to be a part of that rotation.
If healthy, the skill set is there. And where I'm at right now, the D-line had a just fine day. Consistent pressure, and they had a hard time making tackles the
Yeah,
quarterback.
hard time. He made some Josh Allen plays. He made
That's
some
one of the harder quarterbacks to sack. But like the D line played just fine. It's the that second level and that back end right now that is more my cause for concern. So if they wanted to swing for a cornerback too, for the have at it. If they want to swing for safety, even when he is healthy, how long is it going to take him to get up to speed? At that,
and that's the thing, right? Yeah, and that's where I want to end it up for us, because so we can at least give Atlanta some respect there. Is that they got to really in that building, and they're going to know way better than us. Figure out what does it look like for Max Harrison this year. I would look at CB2 as a 1-year rental, and that's where like I'm seeing some names that certain fans is pulling up. I'm like, nah, you actually trying to pull up guys who can start.
No,
For
bro,
the next
I
4
need
years.
somebody to get through these last 12 games and playoffs.
Exactly. If there's any type of looking out there, I would say give me a guy who maybe is on the last year of his contract, where we need you to come in here and try to make a difference. We did it.
Go sign a Stephon Gilmore. I want to play some press.
What I want to say, it's not out the picture, because you remember now, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, they did that when they got Rasul Douglas. They saw they needed a number 2 opposite of Christian Benford at the time. They like, we need to shore up the number 2. And I think it was shortly after Trey got hurt that last time. And Rasul Douglas came in 3 or 4 interceptions and a pick 6 in like the second half of the year. So if it takes that type of signing, I'm with it. But I just need fans to be realistic and be like, hey, don't be out there talking about some damn near Denzel Ward or whoever else they might be thinking of. Like, get you a savvy veteran. Like you said, it could be Gilmore. I don't care who it is at this point. But I think the bigger thing is they have to come to a conclusion sooner than later. And like I said, they know more than us, because we just sitting at home. We don't know what's going on inside the medical room and the training room. Because honestly, I keep it a buck. If he close, like real close, to just being able to get on the field and do 11 on 11 drills, all that catch up to speed. Listen, if the guy is physically on the field, bring that man out there. Let him learn. Because I'm saying right now, one thing that you can't substitute is physical ability. I know safety is a little different. So with Cole Bishop, I understood some of that up and down stuff, because from a safety perspective, it's almost like playing middle linebacker. You are like you the coach on the field damn near, because you got to foresee everything in front of you. At corner, I'm not saying it's easy, because physically it is one of the toughest positions to play. But man, oh man, if I have some level of confidence, and like I said, this falls on the trainers and the staff, I'm throwing a kid out there, man. I'm throwing that kid out there. But obviously, that's on them. That's where fans get a little tricky, because they try to act like they're in the building. We're not in the building, so we don't know. Last thing I hit on before we move on, though, because I got to get this message out. And this is really for my people, like our good old boy that we went to school with, our good old friend. This guy, man, I'll say his name, man. And this guy, I have a years, is a New England fan that grew up in Buffalo, and shouldn't have been surprised. I think I wasn't surprised. I think I saw my phone ringing around midnight that day.
Oh, he called you? So he ain't called me.
He called. Well, we was on a we did a quick shot before the game, so he ended up just probably hitting that same, whatever. And I just want to say something real quick, man, to the people who get overly excited, New England fans especially. Like, I always say this, man. Act like you've been there before, unless you are truly one of the drought babies. When you're a Lions fan, Bills fan, Browns fan, like, I feel like
we ain't been there before.
Right. I feel like I can go to war with fan bases like that who like get overly excited over regular season wins, overly joyful for playoff appearance. Like, I still do, but I love for Detroit when they, what I mean, went on a run, and they got the old fans they were showing in the stands. But when it's coming from the New England fans who literally talked the most shit and were talking the most shit during their dynasty, for them to come and try to claim that they're humbling Bills fans in a Week 5 win, to me, it's so hypocritical, man. And
yeah, I mean, you got one win against this team. Well,
yeah,
outside of a
18
meaningless Week
knockout.
18 game last year, one win in the last 5 years, and now you want to beat your chest? Like, yo, but how many videos have you seen from Bills fans after random regular season wins or going live doing, I told y'all? It is weird to me, bro, because you still got a lot of weeks left, and your season is not locked in. It's not set in stone. Like, bro, you got to win. That's good. Good win. But you don't need all that. The energy is weird, bro. It's so weird to me. Like,
it's not surprising, but it's definitely like confusing.
It's mad troll. It's reminding me of that cat from that damn Dolphins fan that's being on videos just to be on. Don't have to be seen and heard all the time. Like that energy to me is just strange, man. Like, yo, bro, just enjoy your win.
Enjoy your win. And like I said, for as much crap, I'll just call it for now, that they give Bills fans for being emotional and being this and that, I give credit, over the last 4 or 5 years, especially during the regular season, I have not seen a bunch of Bills fans like overglow during regular season wins. Now, you're going to get a couple loud ones that's on some of these social apps that want to write in all caps and, try to go viral for certain things that they do or say. But like, I'm talking about when I'm talking to my regular folks who are Bills fans, who've been through the fire, who've been through the drought, who've witnessed these games game in and game out. Like, we talk about, shit, we come on here every week and we talk about these wins calmly. Like, no viral clips being made from this. And I know it's because we more chill when it comes to it, but we know how to, have a good time when we win it too. But it's just like, we got bigger goals than Week 5. A Week 5 win by 3 points is not going to cause me to go on an app, go live, and shout at the top of my lungs to the point where you almost get yourself, because my man almost got himself kicked out of a Bills bar out there in Texas, just wilding. Like, could you imagine getting kicked out of a bar after a Week 5 win when you allegedly your team got so many damn rings? You will look crazy. And you with other Bills fans, so they ain't going to help you out. I know my man, he was in there like, yo, you on your own. You on your own. If a motherfucker snuff you, I might tell him to chill, but that's it. Like, you wild. So I just had to get that out because 2 or 3 days ago, because I'm not responding to you in the moment because I'm like, you trolling. So I'll give you an educated response the next day, and I'm sure you'll, whatever. So I just had to get that out. But on to Atlanta, y'all, for real, because we 30 plus minutes in, and like I said, I don't want to treat them like the Saints. I don't want to treat them like we did fucking, I don't know who we did dirty the 1 week, Miami, whoever. But they coming in with a chance to really make some noise. And I'm gonna come from the Atlanta perspective because I feel like this is bigger for them right now. And I know we just came off a loss, so like it's tough for me to really sit back and be like, oh, it's a must win for them. This is the biggest game for them. But like, if you put things in perspective, and I'm gonna try to pull it up on my phone. Where they at? The Falcons. If you put things in perspective, they coming in at 500.
Off a bye week.
Off a bye week. Young quarterback. Young explosive. You know what I mean?
Stud running backs.
Stud tight end.
Should be stud tight end.
Stud tight end.
Stud talent tight end.
They got a talented defense as well. So like, I'm looking at them like this is your opportunity more than the Bills. We've seen the Bills on prime time, and I know last week they let stinker, which we don't really do on prime times like that. We had our moments in that game, of course, but like collectively, it was a stinker from a Bills perspective. Josh being outplayed by Drake May on some measures, like that doesn't happen. Like, so let's be clear: Josh having another stinker or the team having another average game on prime time. If that's what you're betting on, I'm gonna just call you crazy because that just doesn't happen with this new Bills team. So I expect the Bills to come out punching. Just to get right to it, I expect the Bills to come out with heavy James Cook. I expect to see some play action. Maybe some looks down the field. I know they got some decent corners. I know AJ Terrell is over there. I don't know how he's going to match up. They might stick him around Khalil Shakir or whatever. But I see the Bills going in being aggressive. I see Atlanta coming in, just kind of letting it all out. So I also see them being aggressive, and that's why I really think, no bullshit, I'll give my prediction in like 5-6 minutes, but I really think this has the making of potentially a entertaining game, to say the least. I don't think it's gonna be some type of Monday night classic where we look back and we like, man, that 37-34 game was something else. But entertaining to say the least. Normally a 7:15 game in October, even though it's strange that it's coming on at 7:15.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's normally, right, for the adults in the building. But normally that's a game where you flicking back and forth. You like, oh, this shit whack, man. They got the fucking Raiders on here with whoever. You just like, man, oh man. But with them playing some young, dynamic athletes on their end, knowing that the Bills have some weaknesses on the defensive side, it is going to be interesting, to say the least, how Atlanta decides to attack it. But what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that I've noticed about Atlanta. One, they don't have much of a down the field passing game at all. Like, everything right now is short. I mean, 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. That's just the basis of their passing game. A lot of throws to their running back. So between Bijan and Algier, a lot of throws to the running backs. Part of that maybe because Darnell Mooney's been hurt, but he's supposed today. Their biggest threats is Bijan running the ball, catching the ball, and if they can ever figure out how to use Drake London on a consistent basis. Those are the two most talented players on their team. So at the end of the day, it's going to boil down to how the Bills defend Mr. Robinson. He is, the offense runs through him, and in both the passing game and the running game, like he is their guy. And which Michael Penix is going to show up too, because it's been a bit, Jekyll and Hyde is probably a bit dramatic. But we've seen some very, very impressive games, and we've seen some, for lack of better words, a couple ass games from him. So which one is going to show up today? Can the Bills do anything to make his life difficult? For younger quarterbacks, Bills and Coach McDermott have a good track record against rookie quarterbacks and young quarterbacks in general. Can we do something?
And that's why I want to say why you talking about Bijan. That's why I want to say, and I said this last week, but I really feel like it's important this week, especially from a bounce back game, from a tackling standpoint. This is one of those games where tackling can't be an issue. So I'm looking at Terrell Bernard. Yeah, I'm looking at Terrell Bernard and Shaq Thompson as my two key players of the game from a defensive standpoint, because if those two guys can be disciplined, hit the gaps hard, wrap up, get in the backfield, that will go a long way. Because I think, Penix even has, things about his game where he can get outside the pocket and obviously extend plays when he needs to, or even pick up the first down when he needs to. That's why I need Shaq. And I know Shaq came up with a big play last week on a play where he rushed Drake May out of bounds on a play where he was the quarterback spot language in this game, because whether it's Penix rolling out or it's Bijan kind of creeping out the backfield, those are my two keys. Because like you said, even though they got Drake London, who I feel like is a top 10, top 15 talent at wide receiver, they don't really utilize them like they should. So I'm not going to say that's going to be my key matchup, because that's a weakness right now. But I'm looking at the Falcons, and I'm thinking that the Falcons going to think like most other people have been thinking is, shit, how can we try to run the ball? Or how can we try to move them out the pocket so we can get their front seven moving around? So I think this is really going to fall on our linebackers. And like I said, out there or not, but if it's Joe Andreessen, fucking, I don't care if it's Jimmy Charlo, motherfucker, like whoever's in there, and they may not even need 3 linebackers, and they may go
be Alien Spectre.
See, you had you had to go there.
Clemson's finest, baby.
I know, but you know, and I'll throw in another caveat too. I will say Taron Johnson too. I think Taron Johnson needs to.
Yeah,
for me,
he's not playing up to his standards.
I
put it like that. He's not playing bad.
Right.
He's just not playing at the Taron Johnson level that he established himself at.
Right. No popping off the screen, because Taron Johnson is normally a guy, even 4 games in, you've heard his name a couple times,
but he felt his presence. Like he's in the game.
Yeah, he done came up, made a stop for a loss of 3. He done came in and had a sack. He done came in and made an interception in the 4th quarter. Like, that's the Taron Johnson we've come to appreciate. So I'm looking for a Taron Johnson moment.
Do we have any interceptions in the secondary?
Yeah, we do. Cole Bishop, remember?
Oh, Cole.
Yeah, Cole. But I mean, outside of that, yeah, we haven't really had any.
I don't think we got anything back there. There's a whole bunch of fumbles.
Yeah, so yeah, right. Which I don't mind. Like, get the
turnovers, but
yeah, they got to get active in that secondary. But I still say the key is going to be how well our linebackers play. I think I have no worries in Shaq in this matchup, because Shaq being stadium too. I feel like Shaq gonna bring the heat. And that's crazy. Like I said, that we saying this in week 5, that we talking about Shaq Thompson like this, but
it is what it is.
It is. I feel like Shaq gonna be good, but I need Terrell Bernard, Taron Johnson, play to your standard. Play to your standard. Mm-hmm. On the outside, Christian Benford, play to your standard. Because even though we should be getting Ed Oliver back, so I don't want to skip over that.
Should be
Ed Oliver from what I'm seeing, Instagram posts and all that, he should be back.
He practiced all last week, so another week of practice, he gonna be in there.
Yeah, he's gonna be out there, and I love to see the continued growth from Deion Walker, and AJ Epenesa's off to a good start. So like,
Rousseau finally had a
couple plays, right?
I mean, 5 run stops, couple tackles for loss, a sack. Like he made that's a Greg Rousseau game, though. That's the level of play I need from Greg in the run game. Get your 8-9 sacks a season and make your presence felt. I just need more players to do what they do on a consistent basis.
Right. Because I do really do, outside of our quarterback combo that we had earlier, I really do feel like the defense in this.
I think so too. Because one, the defensive tackles are playing a lot better these last couple of weeks. Daquan Jones is actually playing at a pretty high level. So I'm excited to see what him and Ed look like together on the field. I'm excited to see what Ed Oliver and Deion Walker look like together on the field. Like, it's getting to the point where, at least from a D-line standpoint, Will Force was actually coming. Right. I really want to have this conversation that for defense, talk to me at the end of November. And if we're still having the same conversations as now, all right, we got some.
Nah. But like you said, I think it'd be good because
actual healthy defense, and then we can talk.
Yeah, because I think real quick, you look at 2 or 3 guys, coming back potentially over the next 5 weeks. Whether it's Ogunjobi, Hoyt, and let's just throw in Max Harrison, right? If he miraculously can make it back in the next 4 to 5 weeks, you throw on top of that Ed Oliver getting back in there with his bro Daquan Jones and Deion Walker. You throw in there Epinesa continuing what he's doing, Greg Rousseau continuing, Taron Johnson playing like Taron Johnson, Benford playing like Benford, Cole Bishop continuing to grow. Like, if these things happen, and we're not talking about nothing crazy, we're not talking about color in the sky pink. We're talking about if these players play like they're capable of playing, that we've seen them play.
And that's not even talking about taking their regular play to another level. This is just talking about let's get to your regular
level, and we could be a top 10 unit. So, I'm anxious to see what it all looks like. Because I ain't even getting to the atmosphere. For those who don't know, yes, one of the 2 here, we will be out there. I'll be out there, man. So
it ain't me.
But so it should be a good time. I haven't been at ATL, man. 10+ years, maybe. The birthplace of my mama. I got family on both sides there, so it should be a good time. Hopefully, I see people. I mean, if I don't see everybody, I mean, that's the way it is. Atlanta's so damn big. Like, you can be like, I'm in your town, and it's just like
an hour and a half away.
I know, right? They be like, are you
bad.
there? Yeah, that might not work. So if I see my people out there, so I'm just excited to, get a chance to go to another road game. I think the last road game I went to was probably Seattle, maybe last year. So it feels like it's been a while since I've been to a Bills road game, but like I said, it's been love. Every time I go, I tell people about it, and I'm just like, the way we travel, man, the way we, make our presence felt in those stadiums. I love it. I love it. I know I went to Houston last year and we lost, and that was tough because I was ready. I was ready to walk out of there and put my buffalo in a couple, put it in the air at least, right? But now I hope everybody obviously get there safely, have a good time, be safe, have me on the safe. Pray before you go out there, pray coming back. But it should be a fun time. Like I said, I expect it to be an entertaining game because you're just putting too much talent on the field.
Mm-hmm.
On both sides. It's going to be a lot of talent on the field.
It needs to be a pride factor that kicks in for this Bills team too.
100%.
We take L's like this. Like I hope they sat in that.
I know Josh did.
Sit in that field.
I know Josh.
Like, yo,
you saw Josh's face. Josh had that divisional loss face, like after a playoff game loss face. Like, he ain't look happy. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that though, because I'm like, yeah, what just happened out there. Drake may just outplayed you a tad. But that's okay. Every once in a while, motherfucker gonna get the one up on you. As long as it happened in week 5, I'm good. Don't let that shit happen to Josh. So I tell people in the crowd around me all the time. I tell my guy who sit right behind me, I'm like, we got 17. As long as we got 17, we gonna find a way. And I put my chips all in on Josh 99% of the time. You know what I mean? Because he's just that good. So you caught him on a slightly, and I went like, it was a slightly off game, and cool, you won by 3 points. I expect Josh to be good this game. I expect him to be great, actually, this game. I expect James Cook to be a lot more involved this game. I expect the same from Kincaid. And I think the rest is going to bring it. O-line going to bring it. D-line going to bring it. But like I said, the linebackers really going to have to hold their own because Bijan ain't no easy task. Penix,
right.
he got a little wiggle to him. So we going to have to be disciplined. So with that being said, since we're getting close to the 50-minute mark, I'd love for us to go over our predictions. So what do you got?
I feel like I shouldn't have been off. Like I said, 34-24. Like I shouldn't have been off. Like I was slightly salty.
Yeah, it's like a little sloppy, but let's get to
But this needs to be a James Cook week.
Yeah,
hey, this needs to be a heavy Cook week. Atlanta has,
and we in the dome too. Get crazy.
Yeah, fast track. Atlanta has played decent defense so far, but test them right up front. Get back to some bully ball.
Yeah,
you run these heavy sets. You are dynamic out of it. Push Cook, push the play action, throw out of that heavy set until they show they can stop it. This needs to be a bully week. Plain and simple. Both sides of the ball, right up front. That's my key to the game. Is not even let Cook go. Yeah. Get that man the ball, run and throw out of that heavy set, because that's when your team is the most effective. Playing off the play action, getting Cook going on the ground, letting Kincaid work the middle of the field. Because once you get those things rolling, that's when your offense is at its best so far this season. So, that's what I need to see is them giving the ball to Cook. And right now, let him be your best player, because that's what he's playing at that level. So let your best player be their best player. Yes, we know Josh is who he is. Yeah, we know that. But right now, your best player is Cook.
Right. Yeah, I'm. So what you got?
I didn't even
say score was?
I think this is a game. I mean, Bills 4.5-point favorites as of right now on the road. So getting some love from Vegas. I think this is a game that the Bills, it's not a must win for them. It's week 6. Like, ain't no must win. You still 4-1. But for their purposes, they need to take care of business. You can't go into a bye week with 2 losses back to back. So this is a game they need to get their stuff together, come out, put their best foot forward, and finally put a full 60 minutes together. Because that's what needs to happen. So I expect them actually to put a full game together. It hasn't really happened all season. A full 60 minutes of consistent play. So I that's why I think this is going to be a 34-20 game.
Ooh, you very close to me, man. I said I was going back and forth between 34 and 35 in my head. I got 35-20 actually. So this might be a first where we like 1 point apart. But I want to give Atlanta respect, so I didn't want to overball them and say, "Oh, they're gonna score 10 points." 13
my prediction, it honestly doesn't have much to do with Atlanta. It's more to do with the Bills needing this game.
100%.
You can't lose 2 in a row.
And coming off,
you can't lose 2 in a row going into a bye week.
Yeah, and coming off a sloppy game. Like I think we've watched this team collectively, and like I said, I know this ain't all the same players, but the main cast.
They don't lose 2 in a row.
We watched them though, like, and it's not even about losing 2 in a row because I don't think we've ever seen them put 2 mediocre games back to back. You know what I mean? Like normally McDermott, Josh, collectively, they have a way of being able to show whoever the next week, like, no, we still them boys. Like, stop it. All right. You caught us on a bad week, but we're gonna come back and show people we still can right the ship and get it together. So I expect, especially Dome, and it's a different type of energy when you get the Dome. You know what I mean? Whether you're looking at the field or players feeling quicker. But like you said, with James Cook getting out there, I feel like he'll probably break 1 or 2. I think this is a 100+ yard game, all purpose from James Cook. It could be a mixture of both, but I think you get James over 100+, 5-20. I'm looking at even the other quick receivers that we got, you know what I mean? Whether it's Curtis, Elijah, I think that they're going to really try to use their speed in this game because one thing that these coaches tend to do, and they try to play it out like they don't listen, they be listening. They hear the criticism. They be, all them different graphs, analytics be all up and down the timeline. And I think they're going to try to prove a point that they can still put up points offensively and they can do it in a dominant way. So I expect them to come out going for touchdowns, no field goals. So that's why I'm going with 35. I don't even think a field goal will be attempted by the Bills in this game. And I think that the run and really just maintaining that special core that they have, with those young guys. So I think Bills get off to an early start in that first half, whether it's 14-3 at halftime or 17-10. I think Bills will try to make sure they go. I got my Bills 35-20, and I got Mafia taking over the stadium.
I love it. I love it.
Point blank,
quick trip around the league. Anything you keeping your eye on? Again, Bills and Philly lose last week, so we no undefeated teams. I think only.
I got 2 upset alerts, honestly. I think the Jets versus Denver could be sneaky. I think it's sneaky. And I only say it's sneaky because when you ain't got to win and you about to be in the middle of October, desperation comes out.
Yeah, and them international games, man, they be a wild card.
Right. And I think Aaron Glenn, I got respect for him as a coach because he likes to bring that energy. And, he seemed like he got that mentality about him when he wanted to see, all his players succeed and just, that level of toughness, we'll see. But I think that's one to watch. I won't say that will be my pick for an upset, but I got another sneaky one.
What you got?
And this one really wild, but fake sneaky. And that's the Saints at home versus New England. And for me, that I got 2 reasons for that.
Back wins for New Orleans.
Yeah. So for me, it's 2 reasons. One, New England is sneaky competitive. I mean, not New England. New Orleans have been sneaky competitive throughout the season. The emotional high that New England is coming off. This will be the perfect test for them to see, hey, can I go from playing the Buffalo Bills on primetime to playing the Saints away and bring that same energy? That's going to be my watch for that, because I'm going to be like, hey, if you really want to prove to people that you're going to be a playoff team this year and that you're going to be a threat to the Buffalo Bills, because guess what? Going into Monday, the pressure might be on the Bills, because if they go to 4-2 and the Bills, people are going to be like, uh-oh, all Tuesday morning topics going to be, is New England ready to overtake the Bills and blah, blah, blah. Is there a new king? So quiet as kept. That's a game. If you're a Bills fan and you ain't doing shit on Sunday, that might be a game you might just want to check the tracker. Because I'm telling you right now, we thought New England fans was talking last week. Oh, they're going to be, and even though it's the Saints, they still going to be like, we 4-2. Hey, how y'all doing? So that's why it's very important. Obviously, Bills take care of business, but my upset alert would be New Orleans. And then my game to watch, obviously, the real game of the week is really going to be the Lions and the Chiefs, because we already know why. The Chiefs being the Chiefs, they let one slip away out there in Jackson. I think I talked about it 3 weeks ago. I said the Lions, it was week 2, week 3. I said this is when they got to let people know whether they're going to be real or not. Mm-hmm. And they responded. And now people got them ranked as one of the top 3 teams. So I think if the Lions want to continue moving in that right direction, they come up with another statement win here against the Chiefs. And if I'm the Lions, I don't even take it. Man, listen, if I'm the Lions, I'm coming in to take the head. Point blank period.
The way the Lions need to win this game, they need to come and punch Kansas City dead in the face.
Right, early.
Like is the week before against Baltimore. I don't think any offense in the league holds a match to what Detroit can do at its peak when it comes to the big play. They're a big play offense. So
I had to throw Williams in my lineup in fantasy.
Yeah, bro, the over-under is 52.5. That's crazy numbers.
Yeah. So
I'm smashing over. I think that's going to be a high-scoring game. But my upset of the week, where I lost it that fast. What did I do with it? Where'd I go? Oh, upset of the week: Arizona over Indianapolis.
Arizona. I like that one too.
Yeah, Indianapolis 7.5-point favorites at home, and probably rightfully so.
Well, I'm definitely taking the points on that one. I'm glad you called that one out. Yeah.
Yeah, Arizona coming off of a tough loss against New Orleans. Again, they probably should have won. But I like how Marvin Harrison Jr. has been coming on the last couple of weeks. So I need to see that connection be on fire. So that would be my upset of the week, Arizona over Indianapolis. My game of the week actually is San Francisco versus Tampa Bay. I think that is a hell of a fun matchup. I mean, Tampa Bay's just been a fun watch all year. The way Baker Mayfield and that offense is playing, and Mecca Ibuka is balling. I wish Mike Evans was in there because that trio of receivers is ridiculous. But San Francisco has just been scrappy. Like, you've been down 1.5 million players. You Kittle's out, Purdy's out. You got Mike Jones out there on one leg pulling this offense together. So I think that'll be Tampa, San Francisco. I don't know, but it's going to be a fun matchup for me to watch. So that'll be my matchup of the week.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, because the NFC, as we know, I know the AFC is a mess right now. AFC all over the place. The NFC is really
honestly, there's probably 6 teams in the NFC that can legit win the conference.
It's an NFC, right?
Yeah, NFC.
Yeah.
It's any of those teams can, any of those top teams. If you told me Tampa won, I'd be like, wouldn't surprise. You told me San Francisco, I'm like, yep, I can see it. Philly, I can see it. Detroit, I can see it. Like, all those teams, I can easily make an argument that I can see them representing NFC in the Super Bowl. So NFC is crazy. AFC,
AFC, I'll say this because I know we got to go up. Though AFC to me is
trash.
just more of like
ain't nobody trying to be good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like that mixed bag.
Can't win. Bills have a good record, but they don't look like a 4-1 team. We got the Colts, who, I mean, they 4-1, but I'm like, y'all got the best point differential in the league. Like, y'all balling, but like, until the Colts do it on a consistent basis, it's hard for me to say like y'all really gonna do it. So like, I don't know. I need no one to separate themselves as the top tier,
and that's why I will say once again, as we close out, why this is very big for the Bills to show up on Monday Night Football, because I feel like even though Atlanta isn't regarded as a top dog in the NFC, they got another chance. Like most teams, they get on prime time and they don't see another prime time until 9 more weeks. The Bills got a chance on back-to-back weekends to be on prime time to show what we can call the nasty version of themselves, the sloppy version, and then show the real version of themselves. This week on Monday Night Football, if they're able to show, no, this is us. No, this is our standard. This is how we play when we are moving the ball, under control, giving it to our key guys defensively. This is what we look like when we're being down, when we're getting the quarterback down to the ground and not just scraping at his kneecaps. Like, the Bills got a chance here to really show, and I know Kansas City kind of as well, against Detroit, but I feel like the Bills, to me, on Monday Night Football, on the road, can show, especially if they win it, double digits, couple touchdowns, whatever. Like, no, we still the top dog in the AFC. We still those guys that you got. I mean, think about it. Just a couple weeks ago, most stations had the Bills as the number 1 or number 2 team in all of football. On any rankings you could find, they were number 1 or number 2. And then they played sloppy the other day, and then they moved down to number 3, number 4, number 5, because they played sloppy.
Right.
So you only as good as what people seen last. So I feel like Monday night is a perfect opportunity. If I'm a Bills player, perfect opportunity to put my best foot forward out there. Anybody to go into a bye, man, leave it all out there on the field. Listen, let's go get one, man. That's all. That's all I gotta say, man. Any last words from you, man?
Just go get this dub. Go take care of business. Put a full 60 minutes on display and go be who you are.
This week, staying in Buffalo. So, you know what I mean? Let's make some noise out there, y'all. Like I said, let's be safe. Let's have fun, and let's bring the W back home to Buffalo, man. I think this is a good time to kind of get yourself together, get your body together, as we're about to change into a different season here. I mean, we technically already in fall, but now that the cold weather is approaching, y'all stay warm out there. Get your vitamins, your water. You see, I keep sipping my water over here. Get your water in your system. If you got your kids outside, make sure they bundled up.
Hoodie game, hoodie season.
Hoodie season. So, but nah, for real, y'all, man, as always, go Bills. Let's get one. Let's go into the bye week 5-1. Let's make sure that we put on a good show for Monday Night Football. So that's all.
Go Sabres. Season start tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah. Shout out
Come on. This gotta be the one. We gotta break this drought, man. We hitting Bills numbers in this drought right now.
And shout out to the baseball fans out there too. I know Yankees, with a big one the other day. Blue Jays out.
I say go Blue Jays. Let's do it.
I'm about to say Blue Jays fans out there.
Let's go Canada.
It's just a good sign.
Listen, October is prime sports month. You getting some of that hockey. You got the start of NBA. Like you get this.
Like I said, don't forget about
right. We got WNBA finals going on. You really got the best of everything right now this time of year. So enjoy it. But shout out to the Bills. Shout out to the Sabres. Let's go get this big dubs. Get back at it. Put Jordan Poyer in if Taylor Rapp don't start balling. We go to the real big dubs.
Oh, man, you gonna have
to get back to the originator. But go Bills. Y'all be safe out here. Safe travels to anybody who's going out to the game.
Sir.
Go make some noise. Go make it happen. We appreciate y'all rocking with us for another week. It's In the Zone with V and Z, and we will catch y'all next week.
Peace out. Love y'all, man. And like we always say, what? Go